All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be going over the beliefs that have allowed me to be able to transition from lacking confidence in my competence, from limiting myself, from not pushing myself outside of my comfort zone the way I wanted to being able to become a leader that has led a sales team that's doing $500,000 a month in the high-ticket sales space. So I have taken all of these kind of values or beliefs and I've put them in 8 pillars that I'm gonna go over. Right now, we're in Quebec, Canada, in the middle of the woods with some of my best friends that are actually right now preparing to cook some steak, but not important. What's important right now is to go over these subjects that should, if implemented correctly, change your life. So, number 1, what do you think is the most important belief that if you don't have, you don't attract? I'll tell you, it's simple. If you're in a relationship with a girl and she's not chasing you, what are you doing? You're probably chasing her. This first belief is called non-neediness, and it's one of the most important beliefs in my opinion if you're ever trying to get into sales. If you're needy, you have commission breath. If you have commission breath, no one wants to talk to you and you sound pushy and convincing. And if you sound pushy and convincing, you don't make any sales. So the first one is non-neediness. What does that look like? How do you implement that? It's essentially looking internally and telling yourself towards everybody around you that I leave you to be free, to make your own choices, to be yourself. I leave you to do whatever you choose to do in your life. And I will choose to do whatever I want to do in my life. What that does is it puts you in a position where you have complete abundance. No matter what other people say about you, no matter what people think about you, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You're just going to do what you want to do at the end of the day. Number 2. Omnipotent beliefs. Let's dig into that. Omnipotent beliefs are essentially these walls that you're going to create around your house. So you're going to build this house, which is yourself, inside this house. And around this house, you need to have these beliefs that protect you from any storms coming in, from any wind coming in, from any, fucking fire coming in. And what you're doing is essentially you're building this house with these essential beliefs that are going to hold everything back from being able to disrupt you and disrupt your mission. Let me give you a couple examples here so this makes a lot of sense. An omnipotent belief for somebody that lacks money. I don't know, have you ever seen somebody that keeps saying, oh, I'm so unlucky. Nothing ever works my way. Money never comes to me. Guess what happens to that person? No money comes to them. They are unlucky and they don't make the money they want to. Now, what's on the opposite side of that? If someone just leads through life delusionally, it could be delusional, could be true, but if you look at 2 types of people, one that does what we just talked about, and the other person genuinely believes in his heart that I am the luckiest person alive. Everything I do works out. Everything I try works out. Money flows through me. Now, which person is probably going to lead a more successful life? I want you to genuinely sit down and think about that. I'll tell you the answer. It's definitely the second one, right? Why? Because they have the genuine belief in their heart and they affirm it to themselves and they have faith that it's just going to work out. And that person, even if they fail, they go a lot further than the guy on the other side. Number 3, this is a big one. Emotional stability. When there are fires around you, think about the biggest CEOs. Think about Elon Musk. Think about anybody you admire. Think about how they react when a situation gets to them, when a situation genuinely bothers them and boggles them down inside. I'll tell you what they do. They are emotionally stable. There's a book I recommend you read. It's called The Extreme Ownership Book. There's a person in that book called Jocko Williams. Jocko, when he was in war, in I think Iraq, in war, the Taliban were coming towards him to kill him and his squad. And his squad came to him scrambling, guys, they're coming, they're gonna kill us. Guess what he said? Good. You know why? Because he took that situation, no matter what it did to him, he decided to keep pushing forward. You're good at him. He decided to keep pushing forward and said it's good. That allowed him to be emotionally stable in a way where he's not freaking out, he's not anxious, he's not worried, he's just doing what needs to be done. Because guess what? Whether you're anxious, whether you're scared, whether you're worried, does that really change the outcome of the situation to the better? Probably not. All it does is scare you more, hold you back a little bit further, and put you in a position that you probably don't want to be in at the end of the day. So yeah, emotional stability, super, super important. Now, number 4, we're halfway there. And this comes from the same book, from Extreme Ownership. It's called Radical Ownership or Extreme Ownership, whatever you want to call it. You should probably note these down. Radical ownership looks like taking any situation, whether it's your fault, whether it's someone else's fault, whether it's the universe's fault, and just understanding that it's your responsibility to fix it. No one else's. Even if it's the fucking cat's fault, the dog's fault that came and ate your homework. At the end of the day, it's your responsibility to submit the homework, regardless of what the fuck happens. Oh, you were walking and you broke your laptop and now you can't submit whatever? Cool, your fault. Oh, you took a sales call, but then the prospect showed up a little bit late. Cool, your fault, your responsibility. Because there's 2 types of people here. There's the person that assumes responsibility and does what they can with what they have, and there's the person that sits and complains and does nothing about it. Which person gets further? You tell me. All right, that's number 4. Number 5 is actually pretty interesting. Yeah, was it? All right, number 5 is actually pretty interesting. And this one is not your typical kind of value thing. Like, you're gonna understand what I mean when I explain this. But I want you to think, have you ever seen somebody, maybe you're walking down the street or you're at a restaurant and you see somebody walk by and they just have this like compelling energy. They're like, or maybe you see them on Instagram and they have this like compelling energy, this almost like aura that just attracts you, that makes you want to talk to them, that makes you want to get to know them. That feeling is what one of my mentors calls the rocket ship. The feeling of kind of being a rocket ship, being someone that it's like so obvious that this person is going to go places. What does that do for you? If you embody a rocket ship and you genuinely lead your life in that way, that puts you in a position where you're just like, opportunities start coming towards you. People start opening up to you, and you radiate this energy of this drive, this power, this aura that like no one can describe. It's just indescribable. But at the same time, if you know the type of person I'm talking about, it'll make sense. Let me give you an example of somebody, right? You might know this person, you might not, but think of like someone like, and this is extreme, Andrew Tate. If you saw Andrew Tate walking down the street with everything you know about him, and he just walked past you, you're gonna feel like a certain presence just pass by you. Maybe Andrew Tate is not the best example, but I hope you get the point. Andy Elliott, sales professional, very famous. Daniel G. Daniel G is a good one. I met him in person in a sales event here in Montreal. Daniel G radiates this like kind of cocaine energy in him. It's like so much power within that person. And what it does is it just makes doors open on their own. There's no one that can stop that. It's literally unstoppable energy. So that's number 5. Number 6, what do you think is the one thing that like, if you have every other value perfectly aligned, you were perfect at everything else, what is the one thing that can absolutely cook all of it? What do you think it is? Do you think it's maybe lack of discipline? Do you think it's maybe, I don't know, lack of conviction? Maybe it's laziness? It could be anything, but I'll tell you what it is. This one thing, if you do not have, you lose everything else. And what's funny is with this one thing, what people don't realize is once they lose it, they appreciate it. Only when they lose it. Only very few actually look internally and realize that they need it before they lose it. And that's health. Think about yourself. Maybe you're unhappy with your income. Maybe you're unhappy with your situation. Maybe you're unhappy with whatever it is. Would you trade your health to have that thing? Probably not. Most likely not. Health is the most undervalued commodity that people only realize how important it is once they lose it. So value is being health obsessed or health addicted. It's constantly like, I don't know if you've noticed that the CEOs, the top 1% of people, they're constantly looking internally and they're trying to see, okay, what's the 1% I can do to fix my health? How can I sleep but get like a higher sleep score? I'm sure you guys heard of like the Oura rings and the little Oura rings that look like this, or the little Whoop watches or the Apple watches, whatever it is, right? There's always like kind of advancements that people are focused at, especially the most successful people. They're focused at advancing the little things that make the biggest difference. It's like, not using your phone an hour before going to bed. The blue light, it allows you to be able to sleep better, which allows you to wake up better, which allows you to work harder, which makes you seem more energized, which allows you to be able to get more opportunity. I know, sounds extreme, but that's what it takes. If you implement those values, that's what pushes you to go above and beyond. Right. Number 7, and this one is a big one for me. And this one is like, If you think about somebody that has every single quality possible, they have all the qualities, they have them organized very, very, very well. And they're like amazing. Like, I mean, if you think about it, just the other 6 things that we went over, if you have those, wouldn't that be an amazing business partner you'd want to be around? Wouldn't that be someone you'd want in your circle? I bet you do. But here's the thing. There's one thing that if you had on top of all those things, and like you put 2 people next to each other, they have all the other things, but they don't have that one thing, they beat the other person. Why? Because that person has what's called spirituality. They believe in a higher power, whether that's Allah for you, whether that's Jesus for you, whether that's whatever it is for you, right? Believing in a higher power puts you in a position where you have ultimate faith. In Arabic, we call this tawakkul. You have ultimate faith that whatever you're gonna do is just going to work out, regardless of the situation. No matter what happens, there's a mountain that I wanna climb. There's 2 people, one that doesn't have faith and one that does have faith. The guy that has faith goes up, tries to climb the mountain and goes, hey, you know what? I have belief, I have faith in God that he's gonna hold my hand and he's gonna help me. That person gets way further ahead than the guy on the other side. And if you don't believe me, look internally. When was the last time you had uncertainty in something and you were just unsure on how it works? And then you just kind of said, fuck it, just gotta do it. If you never had an experience like that, you gotta do it. But if you had an experience, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just fuck it, let's just do it. What's the worst that could happen? I have faith that it's gonna work out. I believe in myself, I believe in God, I believe in the universe to get me the thing that I want. And guess what? More likely than not, those things do actually work out for those people, which is insane. That's number 7. Number 8, and that's the last and most important one in my opinion, is once you have all those things combined, you have your health in check, you're not needy, you have extreme ownership, you have, emotional stability, you have good beliefs, and you have spirituality. What's the one thing that if you put in front of all those things, all of the other things behind will be tied in a circle and they'll follow through with it? And you'll probably push way further than the guy that doesn't have this thing. I want you to try to guess in the comments, if you can. I'll tell you what it is. The one thing that you probably want, or the one thing that you certainly need to have is what's called having a mission. When you have a mission of exactly what you need to do, of exactly why you need to do it, of exactly how you're going to do it, you start to your brain starts to reverse psychology patterns to be able to get you to that result. Even if you were initially completely lost, you had no idea what you're doing, you're lost, you're confused. But if you have a mission that's clear of where you are, where you want to get to, you'll do whatever it takes to get there. Do me a favor. If you watch this video to all the way to the end, do me a favor. If you watched this video all the way to the end, I want you to write down in the comment section a quick recap of your thoughts on each one of these beliefs, or at least write them down in the comment section and send them through, because what that's going to do is it's going to first give you a reminder on what those beliefs are, and second, help you internalize some of them and actually think of them in your own situations. Like, how can you be less needy? How can you be more health obsessed? How can you be more consistent? Or how can you be more emotionally stable? And use that in your future, and I promise you will be a better person than you are today. Guaranteed. You guys have a blessed day, and assalamu alaikum.